This story is about two kids fighting over one orange that is left in the fruit basket. Their dad intervenes, and he does exactly what most people would do. He splits the orange in half and hands it over to both kids. This is what usually happens in every negotiation. When people disagree over a limited resource, negotiation becomes necessary. But most negotiations still default to zero sum bargaining. And it means one side takes more than the other.
Either you like it or not, you negotiate. So it's kind of everywhere in our world. Okay, we negotiate when we are talking to our spouse, we negotiate in business, we negotiate in a supermarket, we negotiate when we try to buy our car, we negotiate emotionally, we negotiate for our jobs, we negotiate everywhere.
In the orange story, the father eventually realizes his mistake. He feels he could have handled that situation differently. When the same thing happens again, he is better prepared. He acts differently, and the outcome we see is two happy kids. Now let's try and apply this to our daily life. How often do we feel that in negotiation, one party must compromise more than the other? Then how about we try a slightly different approach here? It begins with one fundamental understanding, and that understanding is that there aren't any best practices. What works in one situation is unlikely to work in another. So for us to take a better approach, different approach, we need more information. We need to understand what's going on, why each party is adamant about their demands, and what is it that they are really expecting. For us to understand the true intent, we must do something. We need to ask the right questions.
Here, the mistake we've been doing for several years was asking no questions.
When we ask right questions before doing anything, two things happen. Number one, we get more information, which is obvious. But number two, it also demonstrates that we are not just being selfish about our own demands. It shows that we are also keen to understand what others want. It builds mutual understanding. It demonstrates empathy. Now, once we have a better understanding and more information, then we can think creatively and ensure that everyone gets what they want. So now the question is, how does it help you as a person?
The bad news is that research says that those kids, the people that embrace the passive, the impressed philosophy, in their adult life, they have major problems, financial problems and emotional problems. If you want to tell you in numbers, those kids, when they grow up, they will do anything to avoid negotiating what is rightfully theirs. In numbers, they will lose up to $1,400 in failing to negotiate a car, by the way. And over the full course of their lives, they will lose up to $500,000, $500,000 in big buys, such as buying a home, and they don't negotiate buying their house, they don't negotiate their salary, big decision like that.
For me, getting good at negotiations has helped in becoming a better person. I have been able to show more empathy. And overall, I think every negotiation I have gotten into has become more beneficial to everyone involved in it. It makes me think deeply. It also makes me care about unsaid expectations. And that's the reason why I think you should also try practicing negotiation in day-to-day activities. So how can you try it? Think about daily scenarios. For example, you and your partner or friend want to go to a movie. You both are deciding which movie to watch. See if you can negotiate here. Maybe you want to go on holiday. Try negotiating the destination you want to go to. Or maybe you want to choose a menu for lunch. See if you can negotiate something here. As you get more confident in smaller negotiations, You can expand this to high stakes scenarios such as jobs, promotions, salary negotiations, business deals, and so on. My point is that there are a few principles here to practice. And once we get better at following those principles, no matter what situation we are in, negotiation becomes easier. So always remember 3 steps. Number 1, ask questions. Ask why are they asking whatever they are asking. Number 2, think creatively and think of at least 2 to 3 different ways to achieve what everyone wants. And number 3, whenever possible, choose a non-conventional solution. By doing this, you not only feel better for trying a new thing, but you will also get new experiences. One thing is clear, and it is that effective communication is directly proportional to effective negotiation, and vice versa. So when you get better at negotiation, you also get better at communication. Try it.